Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wise Up Show this Sunday, November 27th, 2022. And I'm your host, Ralph Mucci. Glad everybody could join me in the parlor. And before I start the show, I just want to say I hope you read the disclaimer, because this could be a doozy of a show. And it doesn't apply to all women. Just my opinions and observations that I've made in the past, and of course, last night of all. But I just want to say first, before I start the show, I want to thank everybody for the overwhelming birthday wishes on my show, by the comments they made, by way of texts, by way of emails, and last night. Just overwhelming, and it was really, really very, very nice. Very, very nice, and I really appreciate it. As you all know, it was my birthday yesterday, and last night I went out, probably for the first time in 2 months. Now, most of my listeners know this, and some of them don't know. Not that it really matters, but I'm a single guy. So I just thought I'd let you know. But last night was some experience. I've been laughing all day by some of the things that I saw last night, and that led me to have this topic, because what are women thinking? Now, I'm not saying that all women are like this, because they're not, but a lot of them are. And when you go out to a club, I'm in my 50s, and a lot of the women that are there are in their 50s. So I get to, my friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, holds events a couple times a year called Hot Night Events, and what she does is she rents out a disco. And we have one big party, and many people attend this. There had to be at least 300 people there last night. And so I get there at the club, and I walk in, and I go immediately to the DJ booth, because I know the DJ very well. He's been DJing for 45 years. He's a legend, Jerry DeMail, in case you don't know who he is. So I was talking to him for a while, and he during the night announced my birthday over the loudspeaker to everybody. Happy birthday! It's Ralph Mucci's birthday today. So after I got done talking to Jerry, I make my rounds. Now my rounds are, I go all around the club. This is what I do, and I see everybody that I haven't seen. Now this event hasn't happened in 2 years because of COVID, so it was even bigger last night because a lot of people haven't seen one another in 2 years, including myself. So I made my rounds. I went around the club, the whole club, said hello to everybody, talked to people, I haven't seen in a couple of years. Everybody wishing me happy birthday. Very, very nice. So after I got done doing my rounds, I went to the bar and I got a drink. I got my drink and I went over to the dance floor, and I was standing there, and I'm looking around, and I see nothing but boobs. Yeah, boobs. Now, I'm talking about women in their 50s, right? I mean, they might as well not wear anything at all. And there was many of them. So what are these women thinking of? Now, listen. When you go out, a woman 50 years old and up in that age bracket, I mean, you should go out and dress classy. Not like a whore, not like a bouton, not like a hoe. I mean, you're doing it, obviously, to attract attention. Obviously. And any guy in their right mind is going to look. Right? I looked, and I just shook my head. And it wasn't just a few, it was many girls in their 50s with their boobs hanging out, Now, is that the kind of, to me, that is not the kind of woman that I'm going to approach and try to talk to. Because if she dresses like that in a club, what is she going to dress like when she's not with me? I mean, come on. You're dressing like you're in your 20s and 30s, and you're in your 50s. You know what I mean? So now I'm standing there by the dance floor. I'm minding my own business. I got my drink. And this girl walks up to me who I haven't seen in 5 years. Pretty girl, Hi, Ralph, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. How you been? You know, so we started talking. And she said to me, come on, let's go over there to the other bar. Now, there's a couple of bars there. All right, so we went over to a bar where there was less people. So we start talking and everything. So she says to me, this is how she started off. She says to me, after we're talking about, there's a girl standing next to me to my left, and she's standing in front of me, this girl. So this girl that we went over to the bar with, I bought her a drink. I said, you want a drink? So she said, yeah, give me a Coors Light. I said, oh, you drink beer? She goes, yeah. So I got her a Coors Light, right? So she's standing in front of me, and there's a girl to the left of me. And she says to me, do you think I'm wider than her? Meaning the girl that's standing next to me. And I looked at her and I said, what? She said, do you think that I'm wider than her? And I says, are you talking about her ass? She goes, yeah. So I looked at her ass and I said, no. I said, you have a great shape. You have a great figure. She goes, oh, I just wanted to know. All right, that was the first thing. Then it was kind of like a wraparound bar, and there's this other girl standing at the end of the wraparound bar. So I turn to my right, and I see this girl looking at me. And I'm looking at this girl, and I'm saying to myself, God, that girl looks familiar. I know her from somewhere. So the girl who I bought the drink with for the beer is standing in front of me. She goes, what are you looking at? What are you looking at her for? I said, I'm looking at her because I thought I knew her. Oh. Okay, that's the second thing. Now I'm saying to myself, okay, I got to get out of this situation here. All right? Because this is going to be a sticky situation. So we continue to talk, right? All of a sudden, she starts crying. She starts crying. She goes, my life is so miserable. I'm so miserable. I don't know what to do. Ralph, I don't know what to do. She's crying. She's bawling in the club with me. So now I say to myself, oh my God, what the fuck did I get myself into? Excuse my language. So I grabbed a hold of her and I started hugging her, and I said, I'll use Joanne as her fake name. Joanne. I said, Joanne, I says, take it easy. I says, you're here to have a good time. I says, if you're miserable, I said, only you can change that. So then I noticed something on her hand, shiny. So I said, let me see your left hand. So she shows me her left hand. She's got a rock on it that's 2 carats big. A rock. She's engaged. I said, you're engaged. She goes, yeah, but I'm miserable. I said, she goes, my boyfriend's Greek, he doesn't understand me. I said, what the hell are you engaged to him for? If he doesn't understand you. I says, if you're so miserable, I said, oh, you could only change that. She goes, well, I don't know what to do. I said, well, listen, what you do is, you have to make a decision. So I said to myself, I got to get out of this situation. Okay? So I said to her, I got to use the restroom. But I really didn't have to use the restroom. So I left her standing at the bar. Okay? Didn't go to the restroom, so I went to the other end of the club. And my friend, Mary, who was throwing this event, her girlfriend was sitting down. And she was on her phone. So I was standing up next to her. And I said to her, I'll use her name as Maria. I said, Maria? So she looks up, she goes, oh, Ralph, oh my God, I haven't seen you so long. Sit down, let's talk. So she starts hugging me and kissing me, right? So we're talking, and she's hugging me and kissing me the whole time I'm talking to her, right? But I really liked her. She's a nice girl. We always got along. So what do you think happens? About a half hour later, the girl who I left at the bar comes standing in front of me, looks at me, and she goes, so you dumped me for her, huh? And I just looked at her, and I didn't say anything. So there's a girl sitting next to me, so she goes and she sits down next to the girl who's sitting next to me, and I said, oh my God, this is going to get ugly now, right? But to make a long story short, it didn't get ugly because a guy walked up to her that she knew, and she started talking to him, and she ended up with him. So that was just part of my night, which was only like maybe an hour into being into the club of what I went through, But let me just say hello to everybody who's in the parlor. Hi JJ, hi Patty, how are you, hon? Adam, Gina, Tony Girl, Steve. Who else am I missing here? Maureen, how are you? How are you guys? Wine Guild. Hey, Wine Guild. Are you here to troll me? You know what? I got to tell you something. Um, you guys know I don't normally have a show at 8:15. The only reason why I had a show at 8:15 tonight is because I had a couple things that I had to do. But normally I have the show at Sunday at 8 o'clock. And I have to disagree. Hi, Arlene. I have to disagree with Tommy a little bit. You know, we agree to disagree. 8 o'clock is a good time. Forget about 60 Minutes. They've been on this air for years at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock is a good wind down time for people on a Sunday night. They're winding down and relaxing now and getting ready for the week ahead and for their work week or whatever. So, and I know that the other thing too is I know that you guys are in a different category as I am. You know, I'm single. A lot of you are married. Some of you may have boyfriends or girlfriends. But the dating scene for people my age has completely changed, and has completely changed since you have been married. It is a mess. I have to tell you that the older people that are in my age group are worse than the kids. Worse than the kids. The women, they throw daggers at other women with the looks that they give. It's just unbelievable. And listen, men are no better. You know, and again, I'm saying that this is not toward all women, because all women are not like this. You know, if you're going to go out to a club, you know, dress with a little class. Now, there were women there last night that were dressed very classy, but the majority of them were dressed the other way, and I was very, very surprised. Thank you, Don. Thank you, and thank you for wishing me happy birthday, and thank you for coming in. But you know, if you're going to go out, you know, and you're in your 50s, I mean, I would say dress appropriately. You know, dress with a little class. You don't want to look like a whore and a slut. What kind of guy are you going to attract? Now, I was standing at the bar, and I was talking to this girl, and I heard a great pickup line last night, and I thought I heard them all. So I'm talking to this girl, and she's standing to the left of me, and there's another girl standing to the right of me. So this guy walks over to this girl who's standing over to the right of me, and very sincerely, I mean, I could just tell with his voice tone, he says to the girl, he goes, "I'm looking for a girl who I can treat as a lady. Might you be the one?" What do you think the girl says to him? She looks at him, she goes, "Maybe." Me personally, I thought that was one of the greatest pickup lines I ever heard. And maybe it was the way he said it, because he sounded so sincere. And I'm saying to myself, I'm talking to this girl, I'm saying to myself, wow, that was really a good pickup line. So what do you think about that pickup line, ladies? I thought it was good. I'm just reading some of the chat. I just want to catch some of the chat. Wait a minute. Hot to trot? Wait a minute. JJ, I'm cutting into your hot tub time? Oh my God. I could just only imagine what you thought. Stop. And you're married. Hi, Rebecca. How are you, hon? I didn't see you. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday, Rebecca. I appreciate it. I keep my comments. Good to see you. Hi, Rebecca. We call it hot to trot. Rebecca, you like that pickup line? Hi, Octavia. How are you, hon? This is the first time you're in my show. Welcome, babe. You picked a hell of a topic to come into my show. So, you know, by no means am I demeaning women. By no means. I mean, I respect women. I just, like those kind of women that are dressed that way, I would not approach them. I would not try to approach them. I would not try to hit on them. You know, again, because then I can only imagine, what are they going to dress like when they're not with me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, those kind of, you know, and what kind of guys are, I mean, you know, I mean, like I said before, any guy that's normal would look. And if he doesn't, there's something wrong with him. But what do you think about the girl that I was with. And I went, oh, that's another thing she said, you're with me. When I looked over to the girl at the wraparound bar and I was looking at her, and she said to me, what are you looking at? What are you looking at her for? You with me? Well, I said to her, I'm not with you. I says, you're not my girlfriend. I said, we're just talking here. We know one another. That's it, but I'm not with you. So that was, that was it. That was like the third or fourth thing. I mean, and I felt kind of bad leaving her by the bar, but I knew that it wasn't going to get any better. It wasn't going to get any better. So, but I didn't think she'd come up to me and say to me, oh, what'd you do? You left me you dumped me to go with her? And the girl that I was talking to just looked at her, So that was that was like an hour into the club, and then of course then I danced and everything. I danced for over an hour straight, and I woke up feeling great this morning. I really didn't drink that much, but the club scene. I mean, you don't have to go out to a club or to meet a woman, or a bar to meet a woman. You can meet a woman anywhere, or a guy anywhere. I mean, you can meet him at the supermarket. I met a nice girl at the Dunkin' Donuts 6 months ago. You don't have to go out to a club. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a gentleman. I am. I treat women with respect. I don't look at them as a piece of meat or a piece of crap, or, I'll always, if a woman is nice, and I'll always compliment her hair, how she looks, how she dresses, somebody said tonight that the best thing to do with a woman is, to compliment them on their hair, and because they work a long time on their hair. I always compliment women on their hair if their hair is nice, and the way they dress, But I'm always respectful. But those kind of women that I'm describing to you, who are all over the dance floor dancing with their girlfriends, with their boobs all hanging out, and it's like, come on, ladies, you're in your 50s. You're not in your 20s and 30s anymore. You know what I'm saying? No, Patricia. It isn't Clara Moss Hospital behind me. It looks like it though, doesn't it? That's a good. You pointed that out. That's good. It does look like Clara Moss Hospital. I didn't even think about that. But it's a New York backdrop. It's a New York backdrop, and right, Octavia, you can meet a girl in the grocery store. I've met lots of, well, I shouldn't say lots of girls. Listen, I'm not egotistical, and I'm not bragging. I'm telling you what happened to me last night, and there were it's just, I'll let that rest. But women, you have to have a little respect for yourself. You have to have a little respect for yourself. Dress to impress. But if you're dressing to impress, dress to be classy. Now, there's nothing wrong with showing a little cleavage. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's very sexy. A little cleavage, But not where your boobs are completely almost hanging out, and then a little bit more, and they're going to be right out. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a bit ridiculous. And then they got the tattoos on their boobs, and it's just like, come on, ladies, please. Come on, what are you thinking? With a guy, it's different. The guy puts on a shirt, he puts on a pair of pants, shoes, and that's it. Maybe he'll wear his shirt open a little bit, show his chest hair, or with the chains, maybe. But that's about it, So women are different. So I just don't understand, where they're coming from and what they expect to draw by looking like that. And again, I'll say it 3 times already. Not all women are like that. Not all women are like that. Patricia. Oh, you're on a roll tonight, Patricia. They got to move fast. You're right. You're right. They got to move fast. They got to get somebody. They got to get. Now, here's the other thing that I heard. Somebody was telling me today that a woman friend was telling me today, and I was talking to her, that her friends who are in their late 50s, early 60s, now do not want to get involved or want to date men who have health problems because they don't want to take care of them if they're sick. So I said, boy, what do I got? Holy mackerel, what do I got to look forward to now? So is this the new question now? What are your health? What's the condition of your health before you decide to date somebody? I'm telling you, I say, unbelievable. Gina, do you ask yourself that question? Gina, I know you're a very nice dresser because I've seen pictures of you. I've seen photos of other people that are my listeners on Facebook. Tina happens to be a very nice dresser. TB Rad, Gina. I can't see Gina. Gina wears jeans, and a nice blouse. I can't see her walking around with her boobs hanging out. I just can't see that. She's not that kind of girl. She's very reserved. But you understand where I'm coming from. You see what I have to go through? I mean, you guys that are married, you don't have to go through this. The dating scene has changed completely for people our age. And like I said before, that people our age are worse than the kids. Worse than the kids. About what they talk about and the way they act and the looks that they give one another, other women. Women, a lot of women have always been this way. They always eye other women up and down, I've noticed. Again, not all women do that. Some. They'll eye a woman up and down, give the other woman a look, like, what the hell, what do you think you are, So I think I've seen it all, but last night was the icing on the cake, it was. And I've seen this before. And obviously I'm not going to go up to a woman or a girl and say, what the hell are you thinking of dressing like that? That's never going to do that, but you think that in the back of your mind. Hi, Mike F. How are you, buddy? So what do you think about that, ladies? What do you think about that? You're ladies. There's ladies in the parlor here. I don't think any of you ladies would be that way because you're very respectable. I don't think any of you are that way. And, I just don't think you would be that way. I'd like to hear your comments and opinions. What are these ladies thinking of? Octavia, you don't go anywhere. Yeah. Octavia, you don't. Like I said, you don't have to go to a bar. I don't know if you're single or not, Octavia, but you don't have to go to a bar to meet somebody. You can meet somebody on the street, anywhere. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, no matter where you are. A church group? I don't know, JJ. See, I don't go out with the intention and saying to myself, I got to meet somebody tonight. Maybe I'll meet somebody tonight. I don't go out with that intention. I go out with the intention of going out to have a good time. And if anything happens, it happens. But some people do go out with that intention. I got to meet somebody. And I would say that, now I'm only speculating, so I don't know if this is true or not. It's my opinion. I would say that I think women would go out with that intention. I could be wrong. I don't have any facts to back that up. But I would think that women go out with that intention, And again, I could be wrong, Well, Arlene, some women want a good time. Okay. They want a good time. But there's nothing wrong with having a good time at all. But if you're going to go out and you want to have a good time, dress, dress with a little class. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God. I don't know, Patricia. I don't know about church groups. I don't go to church groups. I'm not on any of those dating sites or any of that. Uh, I just don't. I like I said, if if whatever happens, happens. You know, whatever. I'm not. I don't have it in my mind to meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that in the back of my mind and ever say to myself, I got to meet somebody. I got to meet somebody. Maybe I'll meet somebody tonight. No, I don't. I never even think that way. I just go out to have a good time. And to be honest with you, when I was there last night, when I was standing by the dance floor with my drink, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I'm kind of tired of this scene. You know, after a while, it gets to be the same crap. Hi, TD. How are you, hon? It's the same crap. Over and over again. Although it's the same people that I saw, but I wanted to see them because I haven't seen them in a couple of years, and I was happy to see them, and that they're all doing well. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing every time. Everybody's got issues. When you're in your 50s, a lot of the women are divorced. They have children. They have issues, and the men too. The men too. The men are divorced. They have issues. They have children, So there's a lot of issues there. We're not in our 20s anymore. We're single, and in our 30s. When you're in your 50s, and beyond that, it gets to be a little bit more difficult because your life is, a lot of things have happened in your life. So it's very hard to meet somebody who doesn't have children and doesn't have issues. But everybody has issues. I mean, everybody has issues. That's just a part of life. Baggage, Patricia. Yes, I didn't want to use that word, but baggage. So, TD, you got tired? Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing. Everybody's bullshitting. You got these guys that are out there that are married and screwing around. Right? You have these women out there who are divorced, who have been in a couple of relationships, who have gotten screwed a couple times in these relationships. So now when a nice guy comes along, right? When a nice guy comes along, like me, not bragging, like me, it makes it difficult for me because that woman is going to find it hard to trust me because of the 2 times that she got screwed by the other guys after her divorce. So now there's a trust issue. So there's always a problem. You see what I'm saying? There's always a problem. Adam, really? 58, never married, no bags, no nothing. Well, okay. All right. All right. Well, I was married for a long time. I met my wife at a club. Patty, Patricia, you may remember the club Creations. What happened was, it was New Year's Eve. I was supposed to go out with this other girl and 2 other couples, and the girl that I was supposed to go out with dropped out. She got sick, and New Year's Eve had to be on a Wednesday that year, and I never went. So Thursday and Friday came along, and I didn't go out. So Saturday night came along, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go out because I didn't go out Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So I went out alone, and I went to Creations, which was a disco, and at that time, there was a group that was playing, they sang Dream Me a Dream, Crown Heights Affair. I wanted to see them, and that's when I met my wife. Well, I should say my ex-wife. So, anyway, but What do you mean, Tony girl? Tony girl, you never date men again. Aren't you married? You're married though, Tony girl, aren't you? Oh, by the way, yes. TD, thank you, hon. Smash that like button, please. And leave a comment. Please, in the analytics, they go through that. I keep telling everybody, but nobody leaves. Only certain people leave comments. I guess you forget. But Octavia Creations was a discotheque back in the day. A popular discotheque that I used to frequent. And Patricia, who was in the parlor, used to go there as well. She knows what I'm talking about. It was a club back in the day. Yeah. Well, Octavia, she was with me for 37 years. So that's almost a lifetime. So I think I mean, what can I say? What can I say? Listen, let me tell you something. And this is the God's honest truth. I never went out, when I was married, I never went out to clubs after that. My club days were over. I never went anywhere without my wife. Never. I never went to bars with my friends. I never went out with my friends. I never went to clubs. I was always home or working. And that's the truth. When I got divorced, then it started all over again. Then I had to get back into the single. I was single and I had to get back into I guess I was plunged into the dating scene. But, I was with her a very, very long time. Well, Patricia, I'm sorry that you said that because that happens to be very true. And that's not, me personally, I don't think that's very nice. Because what's a guy going to do? Not offer the buy you a drink? You know what I'm saying? If he's a gentleman, Yeah, Tony girl was a long time. That's almost a lifetime. You guys are hysterical. Octavia, thank you so much. You made a promise to Stiggs, yeah. Yeah, Tommy's he's a good promoter. He said a lot of good things on his show tonight. I was listening to his show. I didn't agree with him as far as the 8:00 time slot, but we can agree to disagree. We're not going to agree on everything. He has his opinion. I have my opinion. About the time slot. But normally my shows are 8:00 on Sunday. You know that. And if I have some time, like during the week, like this week I was off, so I did some shows like during the week. I'll do a show. Throw a show up there. And he's right. We're not professionals. We make mistakes. We have technical issues, and God knows, you guys know that I had technical issues with the testing I did. But tonight is good. I'm not lagging. See, so and that's true. We're not professionals, and anybody who says they're a professional is bullshit. This is it. This is the way we are, and that's it. This is a comfortable environment. You got a beautiful backdrop. It's a peaceful show. You know that. I don't have to tell you. Yeah, 37 years, Octavia. Yep. 37 years is almost a lifetime. Mike F. Live on and prosper. Tony, why? What did Tony? Tony girl, you're married 48 years. Wow, God bless you, hon. That's fantastic. You got to be 42, 43 then. 48 years? Man, you should be put on a pedestal. Oh, I can imagine this stuff you've been through. I tell you something. I will tell you all something that, for people that don't know this, about Tommy's girlfriend. I have to mention that though. Tommy Stiggs' girlfriend is very, very nice. I met her a couple times. I don't know if he ever mentioned her name, but I won't. But I've been in her company a couple times. Very nice girl. Pretty, very classy, great personality, very nice girl. And that's the kind of girl that I would like. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like his girlfriend. Very sweet. Good cook. Very good cook. I like her. She's a nice girl. So he lucked out when he found her. You know? So I'm glad for him. Right, Titi? You know. I think you know her, right, Titi? I don't know if you ever met her, but I have. Very nice girl. But wait a minute. Patricia, you're a pisser. Patricia, you're on a roll tonight. No, I'm not. I am not. Listen, I am not. Listen, Arms, I am not cheap at all. Believe me. You know, if I take a girl out on a date, you know, to dinner, get what you want, hon. And if the girl's considerate, she may say, well, I don't want to get that. That's too expensive. No, get what you want. Get what you want. Listen, I don't know if I ever told you this story. I had a friend of mine. There were two friends of mine. He took her out to dinner. Okay? Now, I know them both. They're both friends of mine. They went on a date. He took her out to dinner, right? She orders a bottle of wine. And the windup is, he made her pay for the bottle of wine. And he tells her, well, I'm not paying it for that. I didn't order that. You ordered that. He made her pay for the bottle of wine. Well, that was the last time they went on a date. And don't you know that got all over? That's how I know about it. It got all over. How could you do that to a girl? Take her out on a date and she, excuse me, she orders a bottle of wine and you make her pay for it because she ordered it? Come on. That's a cheap ass. That's low. That's low. I'm never cheap. Never. So, that I can honestly say. And people who have been with me will know that. Well, listen, Patricia, I don't know, you know. Arlene, you really think so? So you're saying that the first guy that buys you a drink in the beginning of the night, you're stuck with him the whole night? Has that happened to you? I don't find that to be true because I don't do that. If I buy somebody a drink, sometimes, I'll just like walk away. Not walk away, but I'll say goodbye and everything. I'll say, I gotta go now. I gotta go talk to a couple of the people, you know. But I don't do that. All right, Octavia, thank you for joining me, hon. Come back again. You're always welcome, hon. You're always welcome, Octavia. Stay well. So, well, that's true. That's true. That's true. So a lot of you guys that are not in the dating scene don't have to deal with these issues. Oh, Rebecca, that's nice of you, sweetheart. Hey, you're a pretty girl. I was on your site, by the way. By the way, listen, if a girl's pretty, I'll give her a compliment. You know, if the girl has nice hair, I'll compliment on her hair. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. What I wanted to say was, drop your links. I don't think Evan's in the parlor, but Evan has got a good channel. He's got some really good clips there. Christopher Toro has a lot of good shorts. I was on his site, sub to him. I sub to Evan and I sub to Christopher. TD, I think I subbed to you too. Who else did I sub to? I sub to all the people who are my listeners. Mike F., I don't know if you have anything. JJ, I don't think you have anything. So, JJ, you never paid a cover charge when you went out on a date? Is that what you're saying? They don't have cover charges anymore. They very rarely have cover charges. But last night you had to buy a ticket to get in. It was $21. But drop your links, please. I can't do it. Very interesting, TD. So what you're saying is, I'm going to put you on the spot now. So you don't consider anything a date when you go out with a guy. If a guy wants to take you out to dinner, you don't consider it a date. You just consider it a friendly get-together, and you're willing to pay half. Now, let me tell you something. If I ever took you out to dinner, I can tell you right now, you're not paying for half. Because we'd be arguing. Because I'm old school, and I feel that it's a nice gesture. If a woman wants to pay half, I think it's very nice. But I would never make a woman pay. Never. I never have, and I never will. That's just the way I was raised. It's old school, and it is what it is. That's just me. Wait a minute. I want to see Patricia. We say my husband would pulverize him. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Patricia. You drinking tonight or what? Wait a minute. Go bring your own joints. Listen, Anthony, when are you going to do a show? You're long overdue. You know, you don't have a show soon. I'm going to start putting my ice in my back of my wine. I'm telling you. I mean, I know you were busy with school, with your son and everything in sports, but you're due to have a show now. And like Tommy said, oh, that's another thing. Please, drop your link. Oh wait, you don't have a wrench. I didn't give any wrenches out. Titi, can you drop Anthony's link if you don't mind, hon? If you get a chance. You're welcome, Rebecca. Yeah, but isn't that something? Isn't that something about the two people that I knew who were friends of mine? Oh, let me tell you about what he did to me. What he did to me. Okay, he made her pay for the bottle of wine, but what he did to me, we're at an event like the one last night. Okay, I go up to the bar and I order a Patron, Cafe Patron on the rocks. Right, I go to the bar, I get the drink. I put it down. He's standing next to me. I put the drink down. He spills the whole drink. So I looked at him and I said to him, Aunt, you just spilled my whole drink. I just got it from the bar. Oh. I said, what do you mean, oh? I said, go up there now and get me another drink. I said, you spilled my drink. I said, that was $14. He got pissed off at me. Well, you know what? He went up to the bar and got me a drink, but he got pissed off at me. He's pissed off at me for the rest of the night. That's how cheap he is. Now, if I did that to him or did that to somebody else, I would say, I'm sorry. Let me get you another drink. Right? That's the right thing to do. But no. If he's going to make her pay for a bottle of wine, what makes you think he's going to pay for my drink? But I made him pay. Cheap. And he's got money. He's got a great pension. He's got a great pension and Social Security. He's set. He's just cheap. No, Gina. You know what? I wouldn't consider an online dating app. But however, I will tell you something. That my brother who was single, went online and joined I forgot what dating app he joined, but he met this girl, and she's a real sweetheart. I've been in her company many times. She is pretty. She's smart. She has a home close to Pennsylvania, which is huge. It's in the area where it's all farmland when you go to her house. And now they're getting married. So there are success stories. There's a lot of horror stories, but there are some success stories, and my brother is one of them. I mean, he's happy. She's a good girl. She's a great cook. So he lucked out. You know, he lucked out, my brother. He's got a great job. She's got a great job. You know, so, God bless him. So there are some success stories online, but there are a lot of horror stories, and I never told you the 2 horror stories what happened to me when I was online dating. Okay, the girls didn't look anything like their profile picture. I went to go meet them. They didn't look anything like their profile picture, and I got up and I walked away. I walked down on them because I said, you know what, you're deceitful right off the bat. You're deceitful. You put up a picture that you don't even look that way, and you're being deceitful right off the bat. I says, I'm sorry. I says, this is not going to work out. And I got up twice. It happened to me. So I don't do online dating. Thank you, TD. I appreciate that, hon. You're not drinking tonight, Patricia? Just feeling scrappy? Yeah, you're very witty tonight, Patricia. Very witty. So that's the story. You know, so that's what led me to think about, and I've been laughing about this all day today. I have. Even when I did the short, I was laughing. I couldn't keep a straight face. That was, you know, what's been happening. That was what happened last night. That's what happened. That's been happening to me at other times, other observations. So, you know, a guy my age, it's harder when a guy my age, when you're single. I guess it's kind of hard, I guess, to meet somebody, really. At least that's the way I'm thinking. I mean, arms, that's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. You pay for your friends and family when you go out. Yeah, it depends. You know, I told the guys that I hang around with today that didn't go to this party, my endeavors of last night, they were all on the floor. They were on the floor when I told them that I left a girl at the bar. But I had to get away from her. I had to get away from her. For $14, you got rid of them. Well, you know, Mike F., you're right. That's how people give their money. You're right. Absolutely right. You're right. I just had a birthday the 21st. I had a bonfire. It was peaceful. I didn't want to go out. Rebecca, bonfire is great. It is very peaceful. There is no fireplace here, if you noticed. There's no fireplace. This is the first time I did it with no fireplace. But the fireplace is very peaceful. And the bonfire, I think that's nice, you know. The only reason why I went to this event is because it fell on my birthday. It actually fell on my birthday. That's why I also went too, you know. Is Bella here? Hi, Bella. How are you, hon? Thank you, babe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. So those were my endeavors of last night. As I said before, ladies, by no means that are in the parlor, no disrespect to you or other women, because again, you know, not all women are like that, and not all men are jerks. And a lot of the women that I talk to, even the younger ones, like even the kids that I talk to, they tell me the same thing. The girls and the ladies tell me the same thing, that the younger girls in their 20s and the women in their 50s tell me that men don't want to make a commitment. The kids don't want to make a commitment, and the older men don't want to make a commitment. And they're only interested in one thing, which I'm not going to mention. You know what I'm talking about. So they both tell me the same thing. You know, because when I'm at work and catering, the young kids come in from high school, and I get a chance to talk to them. You know, and you know they tell me these things. You know, I don't know. People just find me easy, I guess, to confide in. I guess. You know, now let me tell you something. When I die, I'm going to die with a lot of secrets. So it's the same thing. Is Todd Father here? Hi, Todd Father. How are you, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Glad you dropped in. Happy Sunday. You met your wife online, and you're married 12 years. Okay, with 2 kids. Okay, I don't know if you heard me, but my brother met a really sweet girl online. So there are success stories. For me, I had 2 horror stories. But, you know, that's good. That's good. See, there are success stories. Benny, hey Benny, how are you? I didn't know you dropped by. What's a Hinge account? Benny, what's a Hinge account? I'm not familiar with that. Is that a fake account you're talking about? Tell me what that means. I guess not, Arlene. I guess nothing really changed over the years. I guess not. I have to agree with you on that. Wait a minute. Octavia, you need a lawyer? Huh. I wish I could recommend one for you. But thank you for coming in, Octavia. I appreciate that, hon. You're always welcome here. Always welcome. Well, you know, Mike, I know they're looking to have fun, and eventually they'll make a commitment. But I'm telling you what I said before, is that a lot of women who are divorced or are out there who are now single and who have been in a couple of relationships and who have gotten screwed in a couple of relationships after being divorced find it very hard to trust the guy that comes along, the third guy that comes along, because there's trust issues there because of the things that have happened to them. So it makes it harder for the nice guys. I've been there. I know. I've been there. I know. I know this happens. You know. Listen, if you've been screwed over a couple of times, of course you're going to be leery. Of course there's going to be trust issues. That's only normal. Is it the right way to be? No, not really. But that's the way it is, unfortunately. You know. And there's a lot of women out there that have been screwed over by men. You know, what can I say? That's reality. God bless you, Patricia. 30 years is a long time, and I'm sure you dated a lot during your club days. You know. The Craigslist killer. Oh my God. I remember that. The Craigslist killer. And here's another thing, too. I have to watch how I say this now. With the internet, people hiding behind the camera, hiding behind their computer, women on dating sites, and then guys sending them pictures of, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, come on. Really? That's really going to turn a girl on? That's being respectful? That's the kind of guy that you're going to want to associate with, that you're trying to meet somebody nice online, and then you get excuse my language, a jerk off that does something like that, who's a degenerate to begin with? Come on. Really. And it's not just the older people, the people that are in our age bracket. The kids too do that. You know? You know what I'm talking about. Right, Arlene. Right. That's supposed to turn a girl on? And if it turns a girl on, then what does that say about the girl? If I send you a picture of myself, right? And you get turned on by that. What does that say about me? What does that say about the girl? Right? What about if I send a picture to a girl and she doesn't get turned on? She finds that appalling. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's crazy. And what's to say that picture might not be all over the internet? It may end up in Eddie's Meat Market on the wall, on the frame. You know, Ralph Schwann's. Stop. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are bad. You guys bring out the worst of me. So, Tita, you had a guy send you one of those pictures through text? Then unless you want that cut off, lose my number. I could, TD, excuse me, I could see you saying that. I could see you saying that. unless you lose my number, cut it off. But you see, that's a degenerate for you. That's a degenerate. You're not that kind of girl, TD, by no means. Claudio, how are you, buddy? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Claudio. We're having quite a conversation here. TD, I would expect that kind of remark from you, definitely. Unless you want that thing cut off, lose my number. You'd be another Lorena Bobbitt. Oh my God, that's funny. But it's good you said that. Good. Screw him. What kind of guy is that? The guy's a degenerate. Is Tony Girl here? Hi, Tony Girl. Or have you been here all along and I just didn't realize you were here? Or did I say hello to you already? I forgot. Mike F. I don't know if I agree about that. You're saying that on Tommy's show, he says that the kids learn it from the parents. I don't know if they learn. Children learn things from their parents. Yes, they do. If you teach your children right, if the parents have good morals, and and they're teaching their children right in their upbringing, then the children will follow that. But I cannot see any parent, I can't even think of or fathom the idea of a parent sending pictures like that to other women, if that's what you're talking about, where the kids will follow that, unless I just missed something. Because what the hell does that say about the parents? But children do follow their parents, yeah. They do. So that's where they get their upbringing from. All right, guys. So that is my topic. All right, an interesting topic, an interesting night, an interesting insight to the dating world of somebody single who's in their 50s. And what goes on out there. I tell you, one depressing thing is, after the night was over, I wanted to go out for breakfast, like I usually used to do, and no diners are open anymore. Not in my area. after 8 o'clock. You know, I used to go out to the diner. We used to go out to the diner after the clubs and have breakfast. I really had the desire last night for a Western cheese omelet with home fries and rye toast. Every diner that I went to was closed. I was really disappointed. Unfortunately, the diners don't stay open all night or like they used to back in the day. Loved to go out for breakfast back in the day after the diner. I mean, after the club, rather. Well, Tony Girl, yeah, everybody has their own. I mean that's your way of looking at things, and you worked hard. And God forbid something happens to your husband, you know, God forbid, and you know, and you got 2 kids, and you know somebody else comes along, and yeah, you know. But on the other hand, Tony Girl, you don't have to get married. I would never get married again. I don't think. You know, I would make a commitment, but I don't think I would get married again. But I don't know. That may change. I mean, you know, who knows? But I understand where you're coming from, Tony Girl. You know, but nothing says that you have to get married. You know. Trisha used to go to the Arlington Diner. I used to go to the Claremont Diner, which is no longer there. The State Diner in Bloomfield, New Jersey, I used to go to. It depends on the area that I was in and where the club was at. When I was in Scotts Plains or the Union area, I would go to the Mark Twain Diner on in Union, which is still there. So it depended on the area that I was in. That's where, and the closest diner in that area, you know, what club I was at, you know. So I've been to many diners and I've been to many clubs, you know. Right, Mike. I agree with Tony. Spot on. You know, no need to get married. Just live your life. You know, you worked hard for what you've acquired through the years with your husband, and why should somebody come along and take that from you? But there are laws, though. I mean, you know, there are laws. But I don't think you would want to get married again. Yeah, see, Tony Girl, you know, I had mentioned that earlier in the show that, you know, this friend of mine that I was talking to today, their friends are starting to think that way, is that they don't want to meet somebody who has health issues because they don't want to get stuck taking care of them. So they won't even date anybody. In fact, the girl that my friend that was telling me this, her sister was seeing this guy. The guy was a real jerk, and she told him that she had a cyst on her spine that was she may be paralyzed. Well, the windup is they ended up splitting up recently, and she found out that he dumped another girl because she had health issues, and the windup is she went to the doctor and find out that the cyst is not that detrimental, that she won't get paralyzed if she has the operation. And she stuck it right up the guy's ass and says, you know, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not going to be paralyzed. And now you showed your true colors. So she dumped him. And that's a real jerk for you. So I think women, I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing of this today, that her friends, you know, are health conscious now with men and their health issues, because they don't want to get stuck taking care of them. So I'm saying to my girlfriend, oh my God, is this what I got to worry about now? This is what I got to think about? They're going to start a questionnaire about my health? I mean, thank God there's nothing wrong with me today. You know, thank God. But who knows tomorrow? Who knows? Only the man upstairs knows. Oh, good. Tony Girl, I'm glad you got a good husband, hon. That's good. You're married a long time. What did TD say? Did I miss what TD said? Yeah, Bella, the Lyndhurst Diner is closed, not opening up anymore. So you got your choice of the Arlington Diner. You have your choice of the Park, the Nutley Diner. You got your choice of the Nevada Diner in Bloomfield. You got a couple of diners on Route 3, that are open. But none of them really are open after 8 o'clock anymore. Things have changed. Oh, really, TD? Your husband, you got engaged at the Claremont Diner? Claremont Diner was very popular back in the day. Very popular. And it was very close to Creations Disco and the Meadowbrook. So we used to go there all the time. That's very nice. That's a nice memory. That's a nice memory. Prenup. So, wait, Octavia, hold on a second. Are you still with me? My son's low there. There's some maybe who she used to get. Oh, that's nice, Octavia. That's nice. So, Patricia, it seems that I'm surprised we never ran into one another, or maybe we didn't. I just don't remember. But it seems that we frequented the same places, even though I'm younger than you. The same time. Yeah, Willie's Diner. That's it. State. Yeah, Willie's Diner. I said State Diner. Willie's Diner. You're right. I want to be honest with you. You know what, Tony Girl? That's a good question you're asking, TT. Me personally, would I want to hook up with somebody who had a lot of health issues? No. No, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. Those women feel that they don't want to take care of the guy if he has health issues. And I really can't say that I blame them, in a way, when I stop and think about it. I don't want to dedicate myself to taking care of somebody. I know it's a sticky subject in conversation, but, I guess I agree. I agree with you. All right, Gina. Who's leaving? Is Rebecca leaving or is Gina leaving? Well, okay. TD, I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. You fell in love with the person, you'd want to take care of him. Okay. I guess it's a different story if you love the person. Yeah, it works both ways, Gina. Yeah, commitment at an older age isn't for everybody. I agree with you. But the older you get, the harder it is. The harder it is. It's just one of those things. Oh, Rebecca left? Okay. Oh, Gina, I'm stuck with you. Rebecca left. Oh, you guys are a pisser tonight, man. You guys are bull busters. Especially Patricia. She may just make the top of the list now instead of what's his name, Arms. Well, Patricia, I agree with you. Oops, my light just went out. Oh, that's all right. I agree with you. When you're married for a long time, yeah, you have to take care of each other. I agree with you. All right, so that's going to be a wrap for tonight. I'm glad you could all join me. Again, let me just say that not all women are like that. Some are and some aren't. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I think that if I get off and I have some time this week, I'll do another show. But other than that, then I'll see you guys on Sunday, or see you in Tommy's show tomorrow. You guys will have a great evening. Have a great week. And stay well. And I'll see you guys all soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye, guys.